Nearly a year ago, we took a journey to baseball's highest attended games. We prefaced the MLB Speedway Classic, a game then set to take place between the Atlanta Braves and Cincinnati Reds at Bristol Motor Speedway in Tennessee. The racetrack's capacity provided an opportunity for the special event to join the list of our sport's biggest crowds. Major League Baseball set high expectations for the contest, and although it wasn't perfect, it was undoubtedly historic. MLB gave themselves over a year to turn a mundane August contest between two of baseball's oldest teams into a one-of-a-kind experience. The idea had been in the works for over 4 years, and was finally moving forward. They put plenty into marketing, highlighting each team's stars, the likes of Ronald Acuna Jr. and Elly De La Cruz. The event's advertising was sure to include its many firsts, being the first Major League game to be played in the state of Tennessee and the first game to be played on the infield of a NASCAR track, or any racetrack for that matter. Bristol's famed half-mile oval has been home to racing legends since 1961. From Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt, the Braves and Reds brought their own icons in Chipper Jones and Johnny Bench, who were both in attendance. They leaned into the MLB NASCAR crossover, with each team sporting special uniforms. Some guys went all out with their gear, like Reds catcher Tyler Stevenson, who donned Talladega Nights-inspired catcher's gear. A real fun one was the pace car that would do a lap around Bristol Motor Speedway after each home run. The collaboration continued with Kyle Busch and Chipper Jones tossing out ceremonial first pitches to Johnny Bench and Chase Elliott. This wasn't the first non-traditional playing location for either team, but definitely the biggest. The Braves took on the Marlins at Fort Bragg in North Carolina back in 2016. The Reds faced off against the Cardinals in Mexico and the Cubs in Dyersville, Iowa for the Field of Dreams game in 2022. No baseball team had ever played in an environment quite like this. Many changes were made to the track to accommodate for a big league ballpark, taking over 2 months for it all to come together. Pit walls, poles, gas pumps, and even a part of a building on the track's infield had to be taken down. The ball field's dimensions turned out to be pretty normal. 330 feet down each line, 400 to center, 384 to left center, and 375 to right center. Dugouts, bullpens, and clubhouses were all built to support the ballgame taking place in a racing facility. None of the stuff used existed previously. The field, made of artificial turf, was installed and will be donated to a local university, East Tennessee State. The diamond was built between turns 3 and 4, with several tons of gravel being brought in to create a level playing surface. That's all without mentioning the fan zone, 110-foot Ferris wheel, and concert stage that all had to be installed to support the event's massive turnout. Unfortunately, despite the impressive construction, the event featured plenty of flaws. The weather affected the game more than anything, but it was the chain reaction that the rain created that exposed MLB's planning troubles. The league clearly wasn't planning on fans hanging around for upwards of 10 hours, as they eventually ran out of certain concessions. Hot dogs were being sold without buns, and at full price. The event was organized for maybe 50,000 people, even though over 40,000 more tickets were sold. Some fans compared the setup to the All-Star Game, an event that only 41,000 attended this year in Atlanta. Without taking the gigantic crowd into account, food, merch, and personal space disappeared sooner than expected. As for the game itself, it was nearly ruined by the weather. It rains practically every day during the late summer months in eastern Tennessee, and Saturday was no exception. It rained on and off throughout the day, lightening up enough to get through pregame festivities and a little bit of baseball. Advertised was a marquee matchup on the mound, with 2024 second overall pick Chase Burns set to face off against Braves All-Star Spencer Strider. Like much of the event, that didn't go to plan either. The first rain delay, which pushed back the start of the game over 2 hours, burned Strider, who had already warmed up and was ready to go. Coming back from injury, Atlanta wasn't willing to take any chances in those conditions, and instead turned to 28-year-old Austin Cox, who was making only his 4th career start. So it was Cox vs. Burns for just short of an inning. The Braves and Reds got almost a full frame into the game, with the latter club even jumping out to a 1-0 lead on a wet RBI single from Austin Hayes. But the rain had already returned with enough consistency to bring back out the tarp. Players and fans sat through a second rain delay before the game was officially postponed, set to resume the following day at 1 p.m. on what was originally the team's off days. Neither Cox nor Burns would return the next afternoon. Come Sunday, the weather wasn't perfect, but it was dry, and the two teams were able to finish what began the night prior. The Reds attempted to extend their lead in the bottom of the first, but Austin Riley made an impressive diving effort to tag the speedy Elly De La Cruz, saving a run from coming home. Less than a week before the big game, Braves star outfielder Ronald Acuna Jr. hit the injury list with a grade 1 calf strain, causing him to miss the one-of-a-kind contest. Replacing him in right field was Eli White, who did his best Ronald impression with a go-ahead 3-run shot in the second inning. He'd come up big later in the game as well. Hurston Waldrop picked up where Austin Cox led off, keeping Cincinnati scoreless following a second inning sac fly. Clinging on to a 3-2 lead, Eli White played hero again in the 7th inning, slugging his second homer of the day, this one a solo shot to make it a 4-2 game. The Reds threatened with bases loaded in the 8th, but Luke Williams, who entered the game for Austin Riley, came up huge with a diving stop that saved a run and ended the inning. Bravos closer Raisel Iglesias got into and out of his own trouble in the ninth to secure his 14th save of the year and a victory for Atlanta. Things weren't perfect, but Major League Baseball got through it, proving they could put on a show anywhere. The Braves might have won the game, but ultimately, all are winners for taking part in such a historic event for not only baseball, but all of professional sports. An attendance of 91,032 sets a new high for regular season baseball, dethroning the Yankees and Indians' 1954 matchup at Cleveland Stadium. It also cracks the top 10 highest attended baseball games ever, coming in at number 6. The monumental mark provides much promise for future large-scale games such as this. Baseball's 162-game campaign is the longest in sports, so it does wonders to enhance run-of-the-mill games when possible. Giving people a reason to tune into a game beyond their favorite team or player is the key to sustaining baseball's growth. The Rob Manfred era of Major League Baseball has seen its ups and downs, but there's no denying that some genius moves have been made to help grow the game and put more eyeballs on the product. The MLB Speedway Classic is the latest, but certainly not the last. By no means was it perfect, but wow was it a fun idea. Over 90,000 for a regular season game. How can you not be excited about baseball's future? This has been the Baseball Time Machine. Thanks for traveling with us.